Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Music of the Week. As always, there are 6 albums to go through, so I'm going to go through them as quickly as I can do. We begin with the Chats Pile and their new album, Cool World. This is their second one, also my second one by them after I caught God's Country, which I liked, not as much as everyone else. I also quite like this one, not as much as everyone else, but I weirdly like it more than I like God's Country. Giving this one a B+, I thought the performances all in all were really good, especially lead singer Raygun Bush, which is an incredible fake name because it's not. There's no way Raygun is his real name. Bush might be his actual surname. I don't know. Really good riffs, all in all, solid overall, really good, solid overall noise, solid, sludge, solid. Yeah, no, really good sludgy, noise rocky riff work. I do like the lyrics, sort of depicting a helpless into King world, but at the same time, I've kind of gotten sick of listening to albums with such a dour attitude, and also it's not really a consistent thing for Chatpile. I can't fully always understand what they're talking about with their lyrics, but also the pacing does have a couple of issues with it. I feel like it can weirdly drag for an album. Well, okay, I was going to say for an album that's not that long. It is not too far under 43 minutes. I will admit that I do like the production. Ben Greenberg gets quite a lot of the mix, and it's overall just a really good sound. And I think it's a vast improvement over the last album, even if it is a bit more dour and dark and slightly more serious than the last one. I don't know. Again, liked it. I'm still not fully clicking with this band, but maybe that'll happen soon, and this one clicked with me more than the previous one did. Next, we go to Japan for a good bit of post-hardcore, a band named Envy, and their new album, Eunoia? I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. It's Eunoia. So I think it's supposed to be pronounced like paranoia, like Eunoia. Giving this one an A+, pretty much entirely across the board. I mean, like, maybe, and I do say this in the Discord review, maybe there's one or two short songs, but like, man, there's not really an aspect of this album that it doesn't get right. The instrumentation is great, adding in nice post-rock and post-metal elements as well as traditional metalcore, just working into the riffs seamlessly. The production by Yoshihiro Arata perfectly captures that sound. Wonderful work from them. Just really great carrying of the sound and boosts it in all the right places. Very organic feel and very like big in scope and doesn't fail to hit at all. It pretty much always hits. Really good pacing too. I love how consistent it is, but I love how it takes the breaks to get in the more emotional parts too. And this album is very big on the emotional side. Its main lyrical theme is like, let me see if I can find it. The theme is focused on finding hope even through the worst of suffering, which I think is an interesting topic, and it's nice to have something more positive, just trying to find the good thing out of the bad things that are happening in the world. Really love that. Performances are really good. I'm not really going to pick a standout, but fucking everyone's brilliant there. And again, like, pacing solid, writing solid, instrument. Just go listen to the album. It's a late entry album of the year candidate for me personally. I really enjoyed this one. I think when I actually do the top 30 list, it's going to be quite high in the 10s. I don't know. We'll find out. Well, I say quite high in the 10s. Probably some point from 10 to 1, maybe in the actual top 10. But overall, just really fucking good stuff. I did like their last album, but I loved this one so much. And you might too if you go and listen to it, which you absolutely should. Next is the Linda Lindas with their second album, No Obligation. I narrowly missed their debut not long after it came out. Some really good, like, riot girl leaning punk rock. I'm giving this one an A-. I really like this one. I think the band has tons of charm and a lot of talent. And I like that they write about pertinent stuff, mostly related to things that they've gone through, all being, I think, mixed race members as well, having to deal with racism as well as sexism because they're all girls. I mean, most of them, like, of the 4 current members, 3 of them are still teenagers, and to have to go through the shit that they go through, they probably get all sorts of shit flung at them online and probably at school, because one of their first ever like big songs was about something something that a schoolmate had said to one of the members at school, like something that was really fucking racist. Yeah, no, really good topics to draw upon, really good sort of political lean with them as well. The band absolutely kill it, and especially drummer Mila De La Garza. I think it's Mila, if I'm saying it right, who was only 14. I think she was 13 around the time of recording of this album, and her drumming is so good for someone so young. She's so good, almost 20 years younger than me. That's disgusting. but really fucking good work from her and the entire band. Really good riffs all in all. They can sort of blur from time to time though, and it can be hard to glean some bits from the lyrics as much as I like the themes. But all in all, yeah, that's good. I think the production's awesome as well, handled by Carlos Delegaza, who's the father of two of the band members, which is just kind of nice. He knows what he's doing. But I think the pacing is also one of the bigger issues with the album. It's not terrible. It's got a good start and a great middle. But there's a couple of... It should have ended with my favourite song on the album, which is titled Nothing Would Change. But it has two more songs after that, which are just needlessly short, that I think could have been put together as one song, you know? Or just been put before Nothing Would Change, because they're good songs, but they don't feel like a good way to end the album. But that's just me. Really good stuff all in all, though, and this is an absolutely talented group I will definitely keep my ears on, and eyes on. Just really good shit. Next we go to, I think, London for Seven Red Lions and their album Temple Road. This is their debut. Sort of a hard rock sort of band. I'm giving this one the lowest graded episode, which is a B-. I liked quite a lot of the album, I will admit. The rock riffs are just really good. There's some solid instrumentation. The guitar especially gets a lot of chances to show that off, and it's got some really good guitar solos as well. And the band have charisma and personality, and they also have two lead vocalists. One is a male and one is a female, and both bounce off each other quite well. But all in all, as much as I enjoy the production, it feels like there's not a lot done with it, and I think that's sort of the main thing. It doesn't feel super unique in terms of that. It's really hard to find anything lyrical to latch onto, although my favourite song of the album is titled Titan, or as I think it's pronounced Titan, because it's all entirely in Spanish, and I'm not sure why, but it was my favourite song on the album. And also, the pacing is a big problem too, because a lot of the songs just feel like they're massively in the wrong place. And the band apparently wrote 20 songs for the album, excuse me, but only 10 made it, so maybe they could work on the other 10 that they have for the next album. I don't know, this is a band that does have potential, but there's something that stopped this one from really tapping into it. I think it was self-released and self-produced, and I think that if they are going to go there and write with it, which I do respect, they need to learn a little bit more for next time, but I think it was a solid enough debut, and I'm giving it like a B- that's as close to a C+ as I think I could give, but the personality and charisma and riffs really carry the album a lot for me, so I'm not going to complain about that. Those are the things that they're getting right, and I hope they continue to improve on those, but they need to work on the other factors a little bit better. But all in all, not a terrible listen, and a B- for the lowest grade of the episode is still a really solid album. Next we have Touche Amore with their new album Spiral in a Straight Line. This is the 6th album by this band and my first by them. I've heard nothing but good things about them for a while now. And I'm giving this one also a B+. Is it my first B+? I'm giving it a B+, is the point I'm trying to make. I thought this was really solid stuff, honestly. I thought it had some really good songwriting, really good lyricism, mostly tackling things about self-criticism and self-doubt and grief, and really good introspective shit, and the band members are also great too. Jeremy Bolm is my favourite member of the group. His vocals are great, and he's really gotten good at telling a story, and he's got a lot of personality to him. The production is nicely textured, but it can feel a bit weirdly choppy and uneven as a result. The pacing feels a little bit stop-start in my opinion, and it takes a while to really find its footing, and I'm also, weirdly, in a minority, or I might be the only person, who doesn't like the last song Goodbye for Now as much as most. I think it should have ended with the song The Glue, but that's just me. I think it's a good ending. I think Goodbye for Now is a good ending. I don't think it's that great, and I think the production on it is just a weird mix. All in all, I don't mind the riffs though. Really good post-hardcore riffs with the emo lean. Good stuff there. But I've also seen my fair share of reviews saying that this one is the band sort of resting on their laurels a little bit. And even though I've never listened to an album by them before this, I'm just sort of like, I kind of see it. It does feel like they could have tried a little bit harder, but still really solid stuff, and definitely gives me hope for the next one. I should actually listen to Lament at some point, because so many people love that album. And maybe other ones too. So, yeah, all in all, good, really good. Good Touche Amore stuff. And finally, we have more American stuff, indie rock specifically, with Wild Pink and their new album Dulling the Horns. I believe this is their 5th offering. I'm giving this one also a B+. I think this one is such a weird fucking album. But it's the good kind of weird. It's a little bit insane in some places. The production is probably my favorite thing about it. I really like how focused on the mix it is. Fucking hair. And I think all in all, it's got a um, really good riffs to it. You know, really nicely dense, really nicely layered and dense in some places. Really liked the mainly the guitar stuff. The bass is really good too. I think the production really accentuates those parts of the overall sound. I do think the pacing is a little bit weird and slightly inconsistent because it has like those good melody moments and those good heavy moments, but it feels quite rough around the edges, and it doesn't really seem too focused on one particular setting. And the lyrics take some good influence from movies and other media, and while fun and weirdly dumb, I was hoping for something a bit more substantial and cohesive there, because you can't really find much of it. And it's indie rock, it's not exactly the most difficult thing to decipher, but I've listened back to this album like twice, and still couldn't really get a lot from it. But still, quite liked the majority of the album. Sorry I sound so out of breath for some fucking reason. Yeah, really good band work too. The lead singer John Ross, not to be confused with the television presenter from the UK, the same name, a similar name. Really good delivery and solid guitarist as well because he plays guitar too. And yeah, great production, really good performances, and really solid riffs, and a very unique take on the style. I just wish that there was a little bit more consistency to it, but all in all, not terrible. Not terrible at all. Next is the official and unofficial ranking system, which everyone cares about. And I'll start with the one with 7 Red Lines with Temple Road. After that, it's kind of difficult. I'd probably go with Wild Pink with Dulling the Horns, then Chat Paul with Cool World, then Touche Amore Spiral in Straight Line, then the Linda Lindas with No Obligation, and then at the top, Envy with Eunoia. Again, I have no fucking clue if I'm saying that correctly. Best album cover goes to the Linda Lindas with No Obligation. I like that it's sort of like caricatures of the band members, in a way, because I've seen what the band members look like, and I know one of them has braces. But also, like, the just really good colours and really good picture. Seems like it was hand drawn, hopefully it wasn't AI. Favourite song goes to January's Dusk from Eunoia by Envy. Just an absolutely incredible closer. Absolutely perfect fucking song with great lyrics. By the way, I did want to establish this about Envy's album as well, really quickly, I remember. I know that it's entirely in Japanese, but there's just some messages that transcend that language barrier, so it fucking worked for me. I don't know. Maybe that was just me. And that'll about do it. Next thing you'll see me for will be tomorrow with the return show after Harsh Environments. And then only 2 more shows after that until Defy the Gods, because Defy the Gods on the 8th of November is going to rule so hard. I actually can't wait. And also on Saturday, starting my next Let's Play on Twitch, which is going to be the Quake remake from 2021, I believe. So, yeah, I'll see you all for those things. And as always, thank you for watching. You're awesome. Bye-bye.